Hello everybody, welcome back to another video, and today I have a game idea. So the game would be called Close Combat. Now I don't know how, like what logo, I don't know. I might try to make a mock-up or something, I don't know. Okay, so the game would be like a hero shoot, a bunch of different classes that you can choose from that have different abilities. So like they'll have a passive, a tactical, and an ultimate, kind of like Apex. And you know, it would be really similar to like Marvel Rivals or Overwatch. But here's the kicker: the maps are going to be pretty small, and they're either going to be really vertical or really horizontal. And also, the LTMs are going to be an interesting part of this. But yeah, each one of the characters is going to have their own map, kind of like Smash Bros. And basically, yeah. So if there's like whatever 10 characters, and there's going to be 10 maps. So you know, yeah. Let's just get into all of the classes. First up, we got the assault class, and so the assault class weapons will be an AR and a pistol, just a regular pistol, and their passive is going to be a flare gun. That so what the flare gun can be used for is it obviously sets things on fire, so you could like shoot it in a doorway and then it'll like block off, so it's you know you can't get through without taking damage, so it's kind of like a trap. And it could also be used as like, I don't know, as a weapon. Just like if it makes a direct hit, it gets more damage, and obviously if they take damage from the fire, they're obviously gonna take damage. So yeah, the assault class, and then their passive is gonna be they can like they can run on walls, and they can and they could like double jump. Wait, no, yeah. So they could run on walls, and then they could double jump and all that. And then their ultimate, the assault class ultimate, is gonna be they could just like throw down a turret, kind of like Sheila from Apex, and then just go. And you could just like set it up like at a door in like a point. Like if you're playing Capture the Point, which is gonna be one of the modes I'm gonna talk about, you could literally just like place it in a door and then just like go, and they wouldn't be able to get through. So it's an optimal. It's a good ultimate. And yeah, and it's gonna be like Overwatch, where if you do more damage, you'll get your ultimate faster. But it's not gonna be like every damage is like a 0.5%, because that's how it kind of is or like every hit is like 0.5%, because that's kind of how it is in Overwatch. It's gonna be like for every kill you'll get like 5%, and then like for every assist you'll get like, I don't know, like 3%, something like that. And then it'll obviously also passively generate. So if you're really good, you can get your ultimate like super duper fast. But anyways, next up we have our next class, which is going to be Oh my gosh, love when the camera falls. Love that. Okay, this is gonna be the Demolitionist class, and what this is their whole thing is just explosives. Their main weapon is gonna be a grenade launcher. And basically, yeah, it's a grenade launcher and a throwing axe, because like I don't know, you can like, it's just so I think it's more balanced if they like don't have a freaking rocket launcher. But basically what's gonna happen is if they have their they have their grenade launcher, and then they also have the throwing axe. So the axe can be thrown or it can be used as a melee. It really doesn't matter. And then the tactical is going to rocket launcher that they can just whip out at any time, but whenever it's charged, and basically just like go pew, and then it will like pew. So yeah, that's the whole thing with that. Okay, so then the ultimate, so if you have less than 10 kills, you get to like, you can just like summon some missiles and it'll go pew pew pew. But if you have if you're ultimate and you have more than 15 kills, what you can do is you can call in an airstrike, which is super cool. And in indoor maps, it'll like break the roof, so like so you could still get hit, so it's viable. And if you have more than 25 kills with your ultimate, you can summon a nuke, which will essentially kill everyone on the map, including your team, but not you, because obviously from the passive you're immune to your explosives. Also, you can like, there's certain characters that will have a gas mask who won't take damage from the radiation, because some characters will, but others won't. I'm pretty sure like there's another character that I'm going to talk about that has a gas mask, and so they can breathe in the smoke, but they're the only character, so they'll still take passively damage for like around like 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So like, you know, it's pretty good, especially if you're dominating. Oh, I got my ultimate called a nuke. Yeah, it's pretty hype. All right, next up we have the pilot. Now the pilot, what they're able to do is they're able to do a lot of things. So the pilot's passive is similar to the assault passive, where you can like, wall jump, wall run, bunch of that. But you could do it for longer than the thing. And then you also have a jetpack, kind of like Valkyrie from Apex. And what you could do is basically you can go vertical or you could go through, and it's pretty cool, right? And then you can like go through, like, your tactical is what you can do is you can go like and then like bash into someone, and what the bashing will do is it'll do a lot of damage, and it'll create a little explosion. It's kind of like a like movement demolitionist kind of. The weapons, I forgot about the weapons. The weapons are a shotgun and like a little like a handheld SMG, like the one from Fortnite. This one right here. So yeah. So the weapons are okay. Just like, I just think like if you're like on a 2-story map, you could like fly up and then like just like someone, and then obviously the SMG just go just like mow everyone down. It's pretty good. But then the ultimate also has 2 stages. So if you have less than 15 kills, it'll be a normal guided missile that you can just like, it'll go around and you can find someone, and you decide when it breaks. And unless it hits something, because it is a small map, so it might hit something, or you decide it should explode, but it won't explode if it's just in the air. If you find a way, it'll never explode. So it's not like passive like the one from Fortnite, because the one in Fortnite, it has a time limit, but this one doesn't have a time limit. So basically, you can do that. But if you have more than 15 kills, you can ride the thing. Like you could do freaking rocket riding. So like you can go and you could just like go fly around and but you can just like go fly around, like get out, you just go like everywhere and just cook. And once you could like jump off, and then like you could like go into like a team's like wherever their spawn point, do an explosion, and then anyone who in that, you could just go so yeah, that's the ultimate. Now let's go to the next class. We got the defense class. Weapons are a sniper and an SMG, and their tactical ability is basically they can place down like walls, like kind of like amped cover, but they're without the amp, just kind of like heavies in the finals. You just kind of like place down walls, whatever. And you can, when you're placing down walls, you can you can hide behind them, you can block off doors, whatever you need to do, I don't know. And then the passive is they basically take less damage because they're just like bigger, so so hits will be reduced by like 10%. And their ultimate is a huge bubble that you can place down that you heal faster in, revive faster in, everything. You basically it's just a better, like, way better. You can shoot out of it, but you can't shoot in. So it's just like, it's overpowered basically. But it's really long to get it. So yeah, and yeah, you can revive faster. You can heal faster. You can you will reload faster. And yeah, that's all. So yeah, that's that class. And then we got the stealth class. Now the stealth class can do a lot of things. Their weapons are a knife and a pistol, so not the best weapons. They can go ba 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 ba, or they can go shing. They can also throw the knife. And what their abilities are is their tactical is like a grappling hook, so they can just go. And their passive is where you basically your footsteps don't make noise, and you also, when you're crouched, you have you're like outline, like you're not invisible, like fully invisible, but you could like see like the outline of it. And then the ultimate is basically where you could like hack into their thing and it basically stops them. They can't use any abilities for a couple of seconds, or not seconds, like a minute. They can't use abilities. So yeah, that's the stealth class, and like the stealth class can like go from tree to tree. You know, they're pretty hype. They can go into the vents if you're playing on an indoor map. It's a whole thing. So yeah, that's that. And then you got the healing class. Now the healing class, they can do a lot of things. One of the things that they can do is place down a bubble where you could just like, it heals you, but you can't, and it also functions kind of like a mini version of the defense bubble, where you can't shoot out of it, but other people can't shoot in it. So, you know, it's kind of, you know, whatever. And you also heal while in it, and you can also heal faster while in it. And then that's their tactical. And then their two weapons are the health depletion gun and the health gun. So what the health gun does is, it basically, when you shoot it at someone, it heals them. But if you use the health depletion gun, it'll deplete their health. And then their ultimate is basically, it's called Guardian Angel, and what it does, it just gives your whole team back to full health automatically in about a second. And then their passive is that they just they spawn with more heals and more health, so I guess they can just kind of like, you know, groove. They don't really have to worry about dying too much. And yeah, so that's every single class now. The modes will be team deathmatch, like 4v4, 3v3. What else? There'd be a spy, like a mode, like spy intel, or like it'd be like each, like a spy and stuff, and like I could make a whole video on it. And yeah, like there'd be a bunch of cool modes in there. Okay, one last thing I want to talk about is the maps. So each character, obviously, like I said in the beginning, is gonna have their own map. So the assault class is gonna have the map is gonna kind of be like a little like a military base type thing. And then the demolitionist is gonna be like a room filled with TNT and everything that you can shoot, and it's just all this destruction. Can I speak English? And then the pilot is gonna be like on a plane, which I think would be peak. The defense they're gonna be in like a castle, and that's gonna be like more of a vertical map. And then the support, or like the healers, or whatever you want to call them, they're like, it would be like a hospital waiting room would be their stage, or like map, or whatever you want to call it. And then the spies, they would have like a like a spy like agency type thing that would be more vertical too. So yeah, these are all 6 of the maps. You know, yeah. So yeah, that's all I have for you today. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and comment down below some of the ideas that you have for another game idea, or some add-ons that you could add to this one. Anyways, that's all I have for you today. Peace.